We are Team C3, and we have been designing a new service process for the handcrafted artisan coffee business Hoffy Coffee. As we have researched the business's position, we have realized for the past few years, Hoffy Coffee have struggled to maintain a healthy business position. Through research on the business's financial accounts on gov.uk, we realized that Hoffy Coffee's financial position is rather unstable. In 2023, there was a poor debt-to-asset ratio, general ineffectiveness at using assets to produce profit, and a significantly high gearing percentage. This speaks of a business that is financially unstable and in drastic need of a change to enable positive cash flow and satiate their high gearing and debt. To improve the business's financial position, we have done extensive research into identifying solutions to strengthen the positive cash flow of the business. It was important to do this while maintaining the strong brand identity and unique selling point that appeals to their current consumers. We did some field work on the core service offered by Hoffy Coffee and analyzed this process. We deconstructed it into stages and identified the operation bottleneck and produced diagrams to illustrate our results. Then, we did primary and secondary research on local competitors and the wider coffee industry to identify our solution. Finally, we decided upon the most practical solution for the business to adopt, while taking financial context and possible solutions into account. Using these solutions, we created updated diagrams and identified the opportunities and limitations of our chosen solution.
When designing our initial process map, we wanted our data to be as representative as possible of their usual consumer experience. 3 of our members visited the establishment on different days and ordered one hot drink as our control variable. Hoffy Coffee offers various different items and promotions, but we wanted to focus on the core of the brand, coffee. We timed each stage of the process, walking to the shop, queuing, being asked for our order, given our order, confirming and authenticating payment methods, time for the coffee to be made, use of condiments, and leaving the establishment. We focused on mapping the process of ordering coffee, but it was not in our ability to time each stage of the coffee making process due to multiple orders being completed at once for surrounding customers. We then designated each category by if it was in operations, transportation, storage, inspection, or delay. For our investigation, we focused our bottleneck identifying efforts on our operation stages. Then we decided whether each stage added value, added no value but was necessary, or was unnecessary and added no value. From there, we had our potential bottleneck activities. Though we could not map every stage in the coffee brewing process, we were able to conduct an interview with the coffee shop manager to inform the most time-extensive stages of the process, which informed our solutions and competitor research. We were informed on the current equipment used by Hoffy Coffee, the physical limitations of the small shop space, amongst other variables. Most importantly, during the interview, it was said that most of the time taken in the process was the manual aspects of brewing coffee, such as having to manually grind the beans in a separate machine, inserting the grinded beans into the machine, and manually steaming the milk. The need for direct human input is what stalls the process. This coincides with the times found in our field work, since waiting for the coffee was the longest time taken, around 2.5 minutes, as shown in initial process map.
As I said during our initial research, we identified that the coffee brewing process was our bottleneck. With an average of 2.5 minutes per customer to make the drink, compared to 0.7 minutes to order, the coffee making process delays the business from serving customers, preventing them from having a larger service capacity. In the following diagram, we have illustrated the different operation, inspection, storage, transportation, and delay stages of the process using this symbol shown here. Pictured here is the process. From Huffy Coffee perspective, our solution was centered around fixing this issue, as our idea was if this part of service could be optimized. The business could look into ways of increasing customer foot traffic. Making the coffee is a core operation of the service, which has value and is necessary. This is why we chose it as our bottleneck. If Huffy Coffee addresses this bottleneck, it opens up opportunities for better reach with their consumer base and the capacity for more consumers. Currently, it is difficult for them to promote and grow as a business due to their inefficiency of serving consumers. Promotional efforts and other optimization are pointless if the business cannot handle the increased foot traffic at this time.
When designing a new process, we researched competitors and spoke with staff at the location. Various factors that were manual, such as the grinding of coffee beans, inserting the beans into the machine, and the manual steaming of milk, were slowing down service significantly. We researched two competitors. Costa's coffee making process was similar to Huffy Coffee's, but there were more staff present and a larger workspace. We also looked to Greggs, which had a completely automated coffee machine. This would be ideal from a purely operational standpoint, but would threaten the brand's identity and unique selling point. So we settled on the S60, which is claimed by the manufacturer to produce up to 90 cups of coffee an hour. The machine has a digital display, automatically grinds the beans, prepares the shot of espresso, and has an automatic steaming wand. Assuming an approximate ideal, Huffy Coffee could produce 180 coffees per hour. We avoided replicating Costa's efficiency solution as we did not want to incur increased labour costs and took inspiration from Greggs' automated process instead. We based our new process map on that ideal, what could be, with coffees made every 0.3 minutes. With the automation of the new machine paired with the existing machine, baristas will be freer to make more coffees with the pre-existing machine whilst also making coffees with the new machine. This not only increases potential output, but increases the overall efficiency also. The improved process map and diagram also reflects this. It's very similar with a minor change, but shows that the business can now ideally accept and complete orders within roughly a minute, whereas previously they would accept and complete orders within 3.17 minutes on average. There will naturally be variations, and it's likely that service will not always reach this ideal, but even if this is the case, it will be a drastic time improvement from the previous 2.5 minutes per coffee and reduces much of the needed direct human labour to complete the process.
The limits to any solution are Huffy Coffee's current financial position. With high borrowing and inefficiency in generating capital, it might be difficult to justify investing in our solution. The coffee machine we chose is £20,249 upfront, or £60 and 12 pence per week. We recommend the latter option since the business has very little liquid assets. We considered various financing options and decided that it would be most beneficial for the business to pursue crowdfunding and local government and community grants. Due to the high long-term liabilities the business has accrued, we believe further long-term liabilities such as loans should be avoided completely. Grants would be ideal, as the Welsh Government has many initiatives to prop up small Welsh businesses in different industries and areas. For example, recently, Hello Coffee in Aberdare Market received £6,455 from the Penny Cyhoedd Community Fund. Furthermore, Hoffi Coffee could appeal to the local students and staff through a crowdfunding campaign, since university is a time for community and cooperation. We believe efforts to crowdfund could prove successful. Money raised could be directed towards the new equipment and potentially paying towards long-term liabilities if highly successful. After implementing this new process, it allows a lot of opportunities for Hoffi Coffee. We researched various industry promotional methods that could give this business the competitive edge to appeal to more consumers in Cathays. Since Hoffi Coffee is part of the wider Cardiff student community, we suggest reaching out to local universities and partnering with societies for events or loyalty discounts. Student groups often run baking competitions, book clubs, nights out, etc., and we believe it would be worth partnering with society and offering the space for these events to encourage patronage from the students. They could also offer loyalty discount cards or coupons to larger societies. Similarly, they could look to attend the bi-yearly Freshers' Fairs to promote to the students arriving and returning to the school. Additionally, we considered opportunities such as AI management of orders, self-serve kiosks, in-app mobile ordering, etc., but figured they would be inaccessible at this point in time. If Hoffi Coffee's financial position improves after implementing our suggested process efficiency solutions, the business will be able to explore these options.
To conclude, throughout this process, we did collective research on the wider industry and directly spoke with Hoffi Coffee to inform our initial process map and diagram. Then, we did heavy research into local competitors and solutions to our bottleneck. Finally, we looked into different financing options for our chosen solution. We believe for Hoffi Coffee to survive in the local market with fierce competition, that optimizing their process while maintaining their brand identity is crucial. Despite the limiting financial position, it is possible for them to bounce back since they're a beloved part of the Cardiff student and staff community culture. Leaning into that and working with the local community would do great to benefit them promotionally and financially. The implementation of this process from 3.17 minutes per customer to roughly 1 minute per customer will open a lot of opportunity for them to have a larger capacity for promotion and service. This solution will be particularly appropriate for managing peak and off-peak service times, since it does not require more staff or excess labor costs. Just one part-time employee working 16 hours may cost £137.60 a week on the current minimum wage in 2024, or £160 per week from April 1st, 2025. This is significantly more expensive than our proposed solution, which costs only £60.12. This makes our humanless solution more cost-effective, efficient, and attractive to a business in Hoffi Coffee's position. Additionally, it maintains Hoffi Coffee's brand identity while addressing the bottleneck and drastically improving process times. The team has all worked very hard in our research and in preparing this presentation. We believe this is undoubtedly the best way to improve the core process of your business. Presented here is the references for images and informational sources for this project, and here is the group's sign-up sheet for our initial meeting. Thank you very much for listening, and we hope you can take our suggested improvements into account.